Hey guys, Jeff Gould here. This is just a follow-up video to the other video where I taught you how to create your own RevMob, Playhaven, and Chartboost type of affiliate links. Looks like a lot of you are really excited, and most of you weren't aware that you could create your own affiliate links. So I'm glad to see it. In this video, a lot of you have reached out and asked if I wouldn't mind creating a quick tutorial on exactly how to implement this using Game Salad. So here's a quick video of how to add RevMob, Chartboost, and Playhaven type of affiliate links for additional monetization options within your app. So the first thing you need to do is go ahead and just pull in those images. So I have the first image here is just kind of a quick pop-up that says, download the free app of the day. I have another one that says download other best-selling games, and then there's a big image that says something like download a free game. And then I have another big image that says something, that's basically an affiliate offer. In this case, it's the Candy Crush offer that I've downloaded from the creatives that they give you out on the affiliates website. So we'll go ahead and get started. Most apps will have some sort of button that somebody pushes to go to the next scene, obviously, and they should have something like a more button, which either promotes their other apps or takes them to their developer page, or has something like a Playhaven. You click more and it's a list of Playhaven apps, etc. So all right, the first thing we're going to do here is replicate something that RevMob does and that converts very well, which is basically after a few seconds, as soon as this home scene loads up, we want this pop-up to appear. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an attribute that's called home screen timer, just to kind of make it real intuitive here. So we're going to create a game attribute called home screen pop-up timer. And then we're going to go into this actor here and say we're going to create a rule that says when attribute game home scene timer equals 1, we want to change the attribute of this particular image, the color alpha, to 1, which basically makes it visible. And if the game home screen timer does not equal 1, it's in this otherwise, we want it to be invisible. So we're gonna change the alpha, self color alpha, to 0. So again, we set a timer that we're going to control here in a second. That's basically going to say when game home screen pop-up timer equals 1, make this visible, and if it's not equal to 1, if it's equal to 0, make it invisible. So now we need to create a little controller here that basically I always use just like some little actor that controls my scenes. In this case, we're going to create a rule here that says, actually it's going to be a timer. The timer is going to say after 3 seconds, run to completion, change attribute, game home screen pop-up timer to 1. So basically after 3 seconds, we're going to change the home screen pop-up timer to 1, and when we do, this should appear. So let's just check it out real fast. So after 3 seconds, this pops up, very similar to what a RevMob would do for monetization, and it says, do you want the free app of the day? There's various language you can use, play around with it. This one actually converts really, really well. So now, I want to draw the user's attention. So what I typically like to do is create some kind of boing sound so that it draws the user's attention when the pop-up shows. So let's just do that real fast. Quickly show you. There it goes. So it draws your attention. Now it's not functioning, so we need to set up the buttons. So I have a blank actor here it's just a see-through actor. The alpha is basically 0 that I like to use, and we're going to create it that says when this is touched, let's go back here real fast. So we have this pop-up. When it pops up, if the user doesn't want it, they're going to hit, it says, do you want the free app of the day? they're going to hit not now. And so what you want to do is you want this to disappear. And you can either destroy it or you can change the alpha back to 0, which makes it invisible. We like to typically just change the alpha back to 0. So when touch is pressed, so when they say that no, I don't want this, we want to change the attribute game home screen pop-up timer to 0. We want that to be 0. And then when that's 0, this thing disappears. So let's just display this. Alright, so this is up. Do you want the free app of the day? Not now. So then it disappears. So now, if they do want it, so I'm going to select this touch again and hit Alt and copy it over here. So now I have a duplicate image from this. I just copied it over here over the get it. So now if they click, yeah, I do want the free app of the day, we want to create a rule that says when touch is pressed, and if you're a pro user, you have to be a pro user to use this functionality. We want to basically say, go to www.mydeveloperwebsite.com, and that would be whatever your developer website is, slash, free app1.html. And then, what you're going to be able to do is, we're going to set it up here. I want to show you this. This is pretty powerful. So right now, if they click it, there's only just one website that they can go to. But you might want to rotate several different promotions. Some will convert much better than others. So you might want to rotate several that you could change dynamically by updating this particular web page using just basic HTML code. So what we want to do here is create more than one of these. So let's just go back here. So we're going to create a random rule. So right now we have this set up that says, do you want the free app of the day? If they hit yes, it's going to go to your developer's website slash free app 1. And then you basically, and I'll show you how to do this, but you basically create code on that website that will redirect that user to whatever promotion you want to push them to, or potentially your other apps, however you want to do it. This is extremely valuable. If you guys are not using this, you're definitely missing out on cross promotions and affiliate revenue. So let's go ahead and continue. So we want to create a random number. So we're gonna go in here. So in the touch, let's see if I've already created it here. No, let's go ahead and create in this touch attribute, or this touch actor, I should say. I'm going to create a quick attribute that's just called random. And then I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to look at it in here. And so there's that random. It's set to 0. So the first thing I'm going to do is create, I'm going to basically run the random number. So I'm going to say when, I'm going to just say, change attribute self random. It's that attribute I just created. I can't actually add an attribute at this scene, at this level. I have to go into the main actor there. So sometimes you get confused. People get confused when they don't see the pluses and minuses here, and it's because you have to go into the main actor. All right, so I want to give 4 different options, 4 different promotions that I can run. I can change them all to be the same promotion, which is fine, but you can also have extra flexibility to see which promotions might be converting better, or just to give more variety to the user when they click that. So all right, so I got a change attribute that just says change the self random from 1 to 4. And so here it says when touch is pressed, but I also want to say when touch is pressed and attribute self random equals 1. So now I need to duplicate this, and I typically will just label it 1. So I need 2, 3, 4. So now this is 2, this is 2, and I'm going to have a separate web page that's labeled free app 2, where I can maybe have a different offer running to give the user variety, whether it's my other apps, or if it's affiliate promotional other affiliate apps that I'm promoting. I'll change this to 3, and then the last one here we'll do 4, 4, 4. So now I basically, all I need to do is go in and create this page that's on my root website, developer's website, called Free App 4. Put a little JavaScript in there that says refresh, and tell it which, what HTTP URL I want to send that user to, and we're good. So we'll preview this again real fast. So there it is, it popped up. I'm going to say no, not now, and then we'll try it again. And I want to get it. It's obviously going to take us to a page that's not working, so which is fine. We haven't set that page up, obviously. It's just for testing. All right, so that's really it for this little pop-up window. So that's the first thing. The other thing you could do is when they hit more, you could do the same thing. You can make it say, let's see, more, create a rule, when touch is pressed. You could even you could send them to one of those web pages again, www.mydeveloper.com/free, or maybe even create one called more 1, and I don't know how random you want this one to be, but you could just have more 1, and then you could either have that promoting your other apps, or you could have that redirecting the user to whatever, your Amazon developer account, your iTunes developer account, or not developer account, but your developer page that has a list of all your other apps. So again, this is hugely powerful to have these kind of generic web pages that you're linking to inside of your app. That way you can change things real time. You don't have to wait and republish your apps and come in here and change this hard link. By using redirects, you can change things real time. So I'll give you just kind of the quick code of how we do this here. So let me just open up one of these. Give me a second for it to open. All right, so here is basically the code you need. It's right here. So it's meta HTTP equivalent. It's this right here. And then all you do is change this particular hyperlink to be anything you want. That's it. And then, this should say, instead of cookie iTunes redirect, it should say more 1, but you get the point. It's really straightforward, super powerful. Highly recommend it. All right, so this is our home scene. They can go start or whatever it is, play, whatever it is that you have them do. So this was just to show you how to do this pop-up. So again, after 3 seconds, they get a little boring, draws your attention. It says you can make the 3 seconds less or more, however you want to do it. You can make it so it doesn't pop up every time. I don't know why you would do that, because it's not that intrusive. Do you want the free app of the day? And then no, or not now, or get it. So not now. And then every time they come back to this homepage, it's going to run that rule of that 3 second timer. So it's really powerful. If you guys aren't using it, it's a great way to monetize your apps. So that's the first way. The next is, why don't we go ahead and set up a new page. So we'll just add a new page here. And so now when they hit start, or they leave your home scene, they want to go somewhere, I'm going to hit them again with another. I probably won't do this one. I'll probably go to, I might, yeah, so I might do something like this. So download a free app, or download a free game in this case. Then I'll bring in a close. All right, so now they hit the start from the home page, and then this nag screen pops up. This is like a full page interstitial. And what I'm going to do real fast is I'm going to create one more, and this is just going to be the affiliate one. So it's very similar to that generic download a free game one. But so what we want to do is we're going to create a rule here that when start is pressed, I'm going to actually just real quick set up a random. I like to use randoms. It's just super easy. So integer, choose. I'm going to name this random. Alright, so on my home scene, when start is pressed, I want them to change scenes, and I want to rotate between scene 2 and scene 3. So let's just, for clarity, we're going to label these. So scene 1 is just going to be home. This one was the full page, and then this one was the interstitial. So I'm going to name this rev mob type, and this one, let me just take a picture of it. Alright, this one would be chart boost type. I'm sure those of you who play games have seen chart boost type of pop up with other games, and rev mob types. So let's just go back. So alright, so when somebody clicks this, sometimes I want to take them to the full page interstitial like Candy Crush, and then sometimes I want to take them to the download a free game. Actually, and sometimes I might want to take them to not have any nag screens. I don't typically do that, but you might want to. So I'm going to do something here. So very similar to the last time we set up a random, we're going to change the self random. Remember, I created the attribute for the start actor. So we're at random, and then I want to make the random number. So we're going to change random between, I'll just do 3 and 1. Alright. And when touch is pressed and random equals 1, self random equals 1, I want to go to the rev mob type. When self random equals 2, I want to go to the chart boost type. And let's create one more scene, which would just be, we'll just call this, I don't know, the main scene. Since most of these are games, we'll call it level 1. We'll just call it level 1. Okay. Alright, and so the last one, because we have 3 different options that might, so it's going to rotate between, it's going to pick a number between 1 and 3 basically. And so we want this one to be 3, and if it's 3, it's going to go, so a third of the time it's going to go to the rev mob full page ad. A third of the time it's going to hit them with a chart boost. In this case it's Candy Crush. And then a third of the time it's going to go just straight to the main scene. It's not going to hit them with the nag. So let's just try it out real fast. So again, it's going to 3 seconds. You're going to have a pop up. I don't want that. Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to go play the game or go to the next scene in an app. And it hits them with a Candy Crush. Let's just see if it yeah, and then this time it went all the way to the main one, and then Candy Crush again. Oh well, it definitely rotates. So all right, now we're at Candy Crush, and for those of you who saw the video where I teach you how to set up the affiliates and kind of the best practice for using these full page interstitials, you're well aware of, you know, there's no X up here. We put it down here. It's kind of displaced, and instead of having it up here where typically the user's eyes will automatically go, we remind them that it's free. So it says get it free up here in the top right corner, whereas down here has the X to close it. So I don't have anything working right now, so let's just set that up real fast. All right, so let's go to that scene. We'll do RevMob first. So download a free game. So here, just like the other ones, you could create a rule that says when touch is pressed, we're going to open a URL, www.mydeveloperwebsite.com/ I'll just call it freegame1.html. You could set up a random, so you could have multiple ones behind this. I highly recommend you do that. So you would have free game 1, free game 2, free game 3. You'd set up the same random on here as I just showed you on the other ones, and it's so powerful. You can make so much money by promoting other people's free apps. So I strongly recommend you guys start layering this into your games or your apps. All right, so now if they click here, it's going to take them to whatever offer I'm promoting. But if they click here, I need to set up something that takes them to the next scene. So what I typically do is say, when this is released, go there, and then when this one is, I put this little touch actor, this blank touch actor on top here, and I'm going to create a rule that says when this one is touched, because they're kind of overlapping, and I'll walk you back through that in a second. But when this one is touched, we want to go to the next scene typically. So we'll just change scenes and level 1. All right, so if I didn't set this one to say when touch is released and it overlaps, they would have to only click in this very bottom left corner. But somebody's finger might be big and it might touch the X and this at the same time. So in order to kind of avoid any confusion, set the one underneath it to be when touch is released, and then set the one on top to be when touch is pressed, and it's a much better user experience. So let's go ahead and check this out. So if they say, oh yeah, I want to get to download the free game now, and they click this, again, it's going to take them to a web page that you'll have to set up and manage. But yeah, I highly recommend you do it. And let's just click it again. And if they don't want it, they click this X. I'll show you how. If you click here, it's just going to close it. It didn't open up the web browser because I said when touch is pressed, close. When touch is released, open the web. So, and then here's that main scene. So let me just, so we know what scene that is, I'm just going to put in a little home button, just to drag it in there real fast. All right, so we've set up the RevMob looking offer. So this one is just obviously you can go and rotate various web pages just using the random numbers that I've shown you already. And now we're in this chart boost type. So I went to my affiliates page, picked out which promo I wanted to offer. In this case, Candy Crush. Candy Crush is paying anywhere from $3 to $6 these days for sending them a free user. I mean, we're killing it right now, and a lot of people are. So highly recommend you guys set up these accounts. Start if you haven't already, and start promoting other people's free apps. Anyways, again, I walk you through all of that, how to set up everything in the other video. I'll put a link underneath this video to that video if you missed it. I think I have a email opt-in that you have to sign up through first. I don't spam you guys. I send you valuable information that you might need. You can easily opt out if you don't find the information I send you valuable. Anyways, so let's talk about this one. So now I'm going to bring in a touch again and put this over the X, and we're going to set up a rule on the interstitial that says when touch is pressed, this case actually touch is released because we want to make sure the X is on top. So when touch is released, we want to open a URL, and then the URL we want to open is gonna be one of my affiliate links. So I'll just copy this real fast. So when Touch is released, open browser, I want to open up one of my affiliate links. And so the affiliate link it knows this offer, which is 3598. So 3598 is, I don't think it is Candy Crush, but it would be the Candy Crush offer, and then this ID 2284 would be my affiliate ID. So when I send a user from this page, when a user says, yeah, I want Candy Crush, when they click that, it's going to take them to Candy Crush in iTunes, and they're going to know that I sent them there, so that I get a $3 to $6 if that user downloads this game and opens it up. So it's crazy. A lot of money changing hands these days. So, and then again, if they click the X down below, we're going to create a rule that just says go to the next scene. So if Touch is pressed, not released but pressed, change scene, and this would just go to that level 1 that we've created. All right, so let's just start over. So, all right, so here we are at the home scene. Pop up, no. Start, download a free game. If they click it, it's going to take them to one of your web pages, and in that web page you have the link. Versus when here, you could also use a web page behind the scenes here, but or you could just use the actual tracking, because it would be a bad user experience if they clicked on Candy Crush and then you sent them to Heyday or another offer. So it's up to you, but I strongly recommend not trying to, don't confuse your users. All right, so we've set that up. So how else can you we're obviously just at the home page. We're hitting them with a lot of ads right away, but we go, not now. They hit start, and then a third of the time they're going to go. A third of the time they're going to go to the RevMob type of advertising. A third of the time they're going to go to Chart Boost, and a third of the time they're going to go to level 1. A lot of people even stack them. They might hit them with a full page RevMob type ad. They might go from start to RevMob, and then if they click X, it's going to take them to Chart Boost, and then they have to hit X again just to go to level 1. That might sound like a lot to you, but it's a free app, and to be honest, if you're in creating apps to make money, and you can make a lot of money, I say you hit them with those two right at the beginning. You might not want to do it every single time, but the first time somebody opens your app is you have a very short window amount of time to monetize those users. So it's up to you, but I don't see anything wrong with hitting them with a full page RevMob type ad, and they hit X, and then hit them again with one of your affiliate offers. And you could have extra affiliate offers. So I could have another one here with a different image. Instead of Candy Crush, I could have maybe a Heyday here, and then a CSR Racing there, and I could just change the randoms to go to these different pages, so that they might hit this download free game each time, and then they might get different affiliate images. So anyways, there's lots of options you can do here. And then lastly, why not, when they hit home, why not also send them to one of your nag screens? So you might have, what I typically do is create a duplicate. I'll just use this RevMob, and I just copy it over here, and I call this nag for home. Nag for home. So when they click the X on this particular nag, it's going to take them back home. All right, and so when they hit home on any of my scenes, anytime they hit this home, I could even do it in this main one over here, but I'll just do it here for simplicity. When touch is pressed and they want to go home, they're going to change scene, nag for home. So now let's just walk through this. So we'll start at the beginning here. All right, do you want the free offer today? They don't even have to hit no or yes. They can just hit start. Okay, hit them with the Candy Crush. They don't want the Candy Crush. All right, now they're at home, so they're done playing a level or they're done doing whatever they're doing in your particular app. It doesn't have to be a game. This works in everything, any kind of apps, any app category. So then they hit home, and then it hits them with the nag for home, which is again a RevMob looking advertisement. And then if they want to go home, they hit X, and then they're back home again. You can, and the reason why this didn't take 3 seconds to pop up is because it was already there. Anyways, this was hopefully a quick video to walk you through all the different ways you can set up RevMob, Playhaven, and Chartboost type of affiliate offers in your app, whether it's a game or any other app category. This works in anything. This is what all the big players are using. This is how to make a lot of money with your apps. If you're not doing it, I strongly recommend you do it. And if you haven't watched the video where I teach you how to set up the direct affiliate accounts and get all the creatives and all of that, I'll put a link to that video below. I hope you guys found this extremely valuable. If you have any questions, comments, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I think it's a Facebook comment below, and I will personally respond to you. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Thank you.